Tell me one athlete right now that's been dominating the game for 16 years straight without a loss. Tell me one. Tell me just one.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. Boxing fans, we've been in for a big treat this month. We've had loads of fights in April, loads of fights coming up in May, and now we've got another one for the end of April. We've got Keith Thurman faces Julio Diaz. Good match, very good match. Ade, come on, let's do this.
Yeah, all right, it's a good match. It's a decent match. Thurman's that guy. He's almost our equivalent of Kell Brook, but he's probably just, for me, right now, a level just above Kell Brook. But Ring don't have him a level above Kell Brook. They have him as number 8 or something, and Kell Brook at number 3, which is absolutely scandalous. But in saying that, look, Thurman is a good fighter. We obviously, everyone knows about his beef with Malignaggi right now. Them two seem to be on a collision course if Malignaggi beats Porter. Yeah. Even if Malignaggi doesn't beat Porter, I think they're on a collision course. But no, it's a good matchup. I really do like this matchup. It's a decent one.
Here's what I like about Thurman. He seems to want to fight everyone.
Yes, he does.
He comes out, not just with an entertaining style, he comes out to win and go for the KO. And I think that's very rare when you see young fighters who are fighting now, not the best in the division, but they're definitely past that prospect level. They're fighting the mid-range guys, the former world champions, the guys one weight below them coming up. You know, they're mixing it correctly. And he's been very, very active. And that's the way a promoter should promote a young fighter.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's almost like the welterweight that, to me, he's almost the pick of the bunch of the young welterweights coming up. But he's not coming with the big, if you like, the big baggage. Mm-hmm. He's not coming with the big names and the big glitz and glamour and all this, you know, almost akin to an Adrian Broner. Mm-hmm. He's coming out, he's doing his job, and he says, I want another fight. You know, I remember when he knocked out Quintana, which was a great knockout, and I thought
that was, for me, was his coming out party.
That was his coming out party, exactly. And since then he's gone on. He's had fights every 6 months or 4 months, which it should be, not once a year or once every 8 months. And his last fight was against Soto Carras. Yes. Jesus Soto Carras again, knockout. I think.
Again.
So look, he's going in there and he's giving us what we want.
And to tell you what I like about him as well is that he's not that he's not defensively well, but he's taken a couple good shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of believe in his story now. When you see a lot of fighters that are up and coming and they're not fighting people, they're not taking risks, they're not doing this stuff, they're just going for that long distance 12 round win decision. You think, all right then, can this guy do it, can this guy not do it? With Thurman, you know he could take a shot. Yeah. You know he could do certain things, you know he could force the pace, we know he could box a bit, we know he could punch a bit. You know he's not scared to get in the dust up. And he will call out other fighters straight after the fight. He wants to fight.
See, the only bad thing and negative thing I have about this fight, really, is that Diaz is a small guy. Diaz is a 135, 140 guy. We know that. He's always kind of campaigned in that throughout his career. He fought Khan recently. Again, I think it was a catchweight, though, this time for 143. Khan beat him, put Khan down. Yeah. I'm right? Yeah, put Khan down. So he's got a bit of power. And rocked him, and it was a close decision. Yeah. But for me, right now, there's probably about 7 or 8 welterweights just below Mayweather. And I think Thurman is just below that. And I think, for me, I wanted to see Thurman fight one of those. Yeah. I think he's now, I think he's 22-0? Yeah. I want him to be in that mix now, not just outside. I think, for him, I think even he will be disappointed with Julio Diaz. I think he wanted Malignaggi. He definitely wanted Porter. It's disappointing.
I agree with what you're saying, but I slightly disagree in the sense, whereas I think this is a good fight for Thurman. You've got a former world champion who is competitive all the time and puts the pressure on all the time. I mean, we know about the fights with Sean Porter. Yeah. Got the draw, got the winners, got the draw and the loss, the Amir Khan fights. We know that what he's capable of doing. So being in with a crafty, tricky vet, even though he's slightly smaller, it's going to show Thurman a couple little wrinkles, a couple little tricks, a couple little things that he needs to go further with. Mm. Those little bits are going to help him in the long run. So even though we want to see him with more, I think this is his last fight before he hits in that marquee package where he needs a good B-side as well to make a top 5 contender run.
No, you know, I have to agree with you actually. I'm going to eat my words. I have to agree with what Ryan just said. He is fighting someone that isn't coming there to get knocked out. Yeah. He's not fighting like what a Broner, Carlos Molina, for example. Mm-hmm. He's fighting someone that is going to be there for 12 rounds.
We'll try to be.
We'll try to be there for 12 rounds. We'll box, we'll fight. It'll be a great show for the crowd. Mm. And that's what Thurman does. That's what I like about Thurman. He's putting a show for a crowd. I'm not still sure how good Thurman is. Like Ryan said, I've seen his chin been checked a couple of times. Yeah. He can take it. Yeah. I'm not quite sure how good he is yet. But look, these are the fights that kind of show us what he's got.
So I tell you what, yeah, and people are going to argue and say, no, you're crazy. But when Broner was at 147, I would like to see that fight.
I don't think you're crazy at all.
I think that'd be a great match. Now I'm trying to say, and even though I might have made, I don't want to say in hindsight of the Broner fight, but even before that, I've most made Thurman an even 50-50 fight. That's how much I believe in him because I've seen proof of him. Where with Broner, you still kind of got little grey areas. I like the proof in the pudding.
See, for me, I don't want to push Thurman too tough, so I'm not going to go someone like a Robert Guerrero yet. Yeah. I think Robert Guerrero is just in that elite, even though he lost to Mayweather. I still think Robert Guerrero is an elite fighter. No shame at all. I would love to see Thurman, and again, we're not ruling out Diaz at all here. Believe me, we're not. But I'd like to see Thurman, if he wins this fight, go against someone like an Andre Berto. I'd like to see Andre Berto's on his way back from, I think, shoulder surgery. Yeah. I think a muscle tear. Sorry. I'd like to see him against an Andre Berto, and that's where I'd like to see him where he is.
If Berto had a warm up first, yes.
Yeah.
But Berto coming in, I don't think it'd be a good idea. But I think if Thurman has a good victory, and when I mean a good victory, a solid performance, because like you said, we know Diaz can throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah.
Sean Porter's a current world champion, fighting Malignaggi in a few weeks' time, got a draw. We know he gave Khan hell of a problems.
Yeah.
If he could avoid those type of problems and have a solid 12 rounds or a stoppage win without being dropped or hurt or any damages himself, I want to see him straight in the top 5 mix.
And who does he fight next? I mean, there's actually been ridiculously whispers on so many chat rooms and forums that he fights Mayweather in September, which is ridiculous.
Nah,
he's so far away from that fight.
That fight will not happen. If Malignaggi beats Porter, I will see that fight coming in straight away and Kelbrook loses his shot completely. If Porter wins, I can see Porter giving Thurman a shot in a sense where Golden Boy likes the in-house shows. Yeah, it's two names that are developing at the same time. It's a fight that's natural.
Would they do that? Golden Boy not one to put their two cash cows, unbeaten cash cows, in at such a young age. Well, Thurman's 25, Sean Porter's 24, 25 as well. I don't know if they want to. Golden Boy have this thing where they like to build up O's. Yeah. These old records.
The problem you have right now, I personally think with Golden Boy, is that you've got a lot of the older champions in their mid-30s and then you've got the younger guys. So you've got two sides of the coin. It's either kill two young guys or you give an old guy to a young guy to eat.
That's what I feel's better.
Yeah, that's the way. But the old guys are tied up, right? Well, not tied up. The older guys are kind of tied up right now and kind of active. You've got a young champion who they're giving to Malignaggi right now. If he gets through it either way, I see that's the direction for Thurman.
Be interesting. I mean, in my head now, I say Broner, there's so many fights. I mean, there's Devin Alexander up there, another good fight. I think that would be a great little fight. I see Thurman slight favourite against Devin Alexander, because Devin Alexander doesn't have pop, we know that. Mentally, how good is he? We don't know again.
I think Devin Alexander is kind of like in the older batch now. He's not the younger guy. He's kind of just in the older batch, but he's coming for loss. He's not going to go into Thurman with a loss. He's going to have a warm-up fight before. So the guys that you're thinking that he should be fighting are not tied up, but they've got other plans as it stands right now. I think those two fights, they're a week apart.
Yeah, they are.
It's perfect for marketing. Perfect timing.
Oh, perfect for Martin, not perfect for Kelbrook. This is the mix that Kelbrook should be in, but that's another video. But guys, look, what do you think? Keith Thurman, Diaz. Again, are we running that Diaz too quick? I mean, we've just completely dismissed someone that went tooth and nail with the current champion in terms of Sean Porter, then lost the decision to Sean Porter, put Khan down at a catchweight, gave Khan, again, hell, went to a close decision, and we completely ruling him out. Is Thurman that good? I think Thurman is the new breed, along with the likes of Kelbrook in terms of the 147 division. He bangs, he doesn't come in here to get paid overtime, he comes in here to knock out people and get out of there, and he's calling out everyone. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Who wins? And if Thurman does win, who does he fight August, September, October? We mentioned a few names now, Malignaggi, Alexander, does he fight those? Or, again, I keep saying this after every video, Mayweather doesn't have a man for September. But guys, leave your comments below, email us at
BoxTalk@hotmail.co.uk.
And guys, remember, for all your news and reviews on the sport we love boxing, go to ringnews24.com, and thanks for tuning in for another edition of Box Talk.